Hi, welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Chat. I'm Vic. Welcome to the Daily Sports Update Show. A little bit late than usual this morning, as we mentioned last week that the Monday show was going to be later today due to things going on. There you go. Hope you guys are all doing well. I mean, hey, what a weekend of sports we had. Baseball, football, rugby, and everything like that. But Vern got into a lot of the stuff yesterday. I'm just going to catch up on the rest of the stuff that came off this weekend. I'll get into the chat in a second. So, I hope you guys are all doing well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification button as per usual. Well on our way to 92,000. Thanks a lot for that. Thanks for everybody supporting the channel. Here we go. So we're going to start this morning with Major League Baseball. Lots of baseball going on, lots of things getting interested here. Look, it's getting tight there, and those wild card spots are getting very, very tight. Yes, Jan, it's URC time. I'll get into that, all of that. So the Braves beat the Tigers 6-2. The Cubs lost to the Reds 1-0. The Athletics got spanked by the Pirates 11-0. The Yankees looking very good, 7-1 against the Orioles. Then the Nationals beat the Mets 3-2. The Red Sox lost again to the Rays. Getting tight there for the Red Sox. The Padres beat the White Sox 3-2. The Blue Jays beat the Kansas City Royals 8-5. A lot more to come. The Marlins beat the Rangers 4-2. The Guardians beat the Twins 2-6. The Mariners and the Astros 7-3. The Angels and the Rockies, that was 1-3 for the Rockies. The Brewers lost to the Cardinals 5-1. The Phillies lost to the Diamondbacks 9-2. And the Giants, in an inter-California battle, beat the LA Dodgers 3-1. What does that mean for all the tables? Let's have a look. Let's get into the National League first. Look, your Brewers, your Phillies, your Dodgers, and the Cubs, you're in. Well done. You're in the playoffs, so good for you guys. San Diego Padres should be in, and then it's a scrap between the Reds, the Mets, the Diamondbacks, I think. Not a lot of games to go anymore. Yes, Manus, URC time. So that is your National League. Let's quickly have it the American League, because that's where it's really hot here. Only one team has definitely booked their spot, and that's the Toronto Blue Jays. Go Canada, go. Good weekend for the Canadians, eh? Then the Yankees in second spot at the moment, ahead of the Mariners and the Tigers, followed by your Red Sox, your Cleveland Indians, and the Houston Astros. So out of those 2, 4, 6 teams, 6 makes 1, 6 makes 6, 1 has to go. 1 can't make the playoffs. So at the moment, the Astros are in the spot. They're not going to make the playoffs. Look, the Royals and the Texas Rangers are not in that fight, really. Let's be honest. But it's going to be interesting the last week and a half, 2 weeks of the Major League Baseball. We'll see what's coming up. Then we're moving to NFL. And like I said, I just saw the highlight. I don't lie to nobody. Like I said, this week we had Thursday night football. That was quite a good game on Thursday night. And we said this week was only Thursday and Monday night because we had family things to do this weekend. So we said Monday and Thursday night. We're back to our normal schedule next week. But you can't always do everything. There you go. So Major League, National Football League. Like I said, we had the Dolphins against the Bills. Good win there for the Bills on Thursday night. The Browns, I think that's an upsetting the Packers. The Colts, why do I have 4-1? That is not a good result for the Colts. I got to check out that one. I do know the Colts beat the Titans, but I got to check out why that result is not coming through. The Bengals got spanked without Joe Burrows against the Vikings, 10-48. My Patriots lost to the Steelers. Man, I would have loved to watch a game, just couldn't. The Rams lost to the Eagles. That was a tight one. The Rams were actually in a long time in the league, but the Eagles came through at the end. The Jets and the Buccaneers, also another tight one, but the Buccaneers go to 3-0. Raiders lost to the Commanders, 24-41. The Falcons, I don't know what went wrong with the Falcons, because the Panthers are not a good football team, but the Falcons lost 30-0 against the Panthers. Don't know what's happening there. Then the Texas Rangers lost to the Jaguars, 10-17. The Broncos lost to the Chargers. Chargers doing very well this season. The Saints lost to the Seahawks, 13-44. the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, the accident that is waiting to happen, lost to the Bears 14-31. The 49ers without Brock Purdy, they look good, man. They look good. They actually they nipped that one against the Cardinals. The Chiefs beat the Giants 22-19. And the Ravens and the Lions will be live tonight. Later this evening, we'll be doing the Lions against the Ravens. That should be a cracking game. So please join me for that. Then we move into the WNBA, everybody's favorite. And the Fever took game 1 in the semi-final against the Aces. And the Mercury lost to the Lynx. So, look, defending champions are out already. Let's see what happens here. I'm not even sure how many games this series are. I think it's still the best of 5. But we will see. Then Formula 1. Yep-a-dee-doo-dah. It was the Azerbaijan Grand Prix there in Baku. Vernon and Ryan put out a cool video, the review of that race, so check that out. But it was, the results. Max Verstappen ahead of George Russell, Carlos Sainz and Kimi Antonelli. Not a good weekend if you're a McLaren driver, especially if your name is Piastri, and not a good weekend for Ferrari either. 8th and 9th, what is wrong with Ferrari? But it was this man, Max Verstappen. Max, you got to put the hair down a little bit there, man. You're not looking so good. So Max Verstappen, he won the race. Let's have a look at the standings there quickly. You know what? I'm going to have to make it a little bit bigger because I don't know if you guys can see that. There you go. So Piastri still keeps a 25-point lead over Norris, but Verstappen is catching up quickly. If you McLaren boys keep on driving into the walls and stuff like that, Max will win the races, and all of a sudden it's not going to be a 2-way race for the championship, but a 3-way race. Then we move into the part of the show that everybody can have a good laugh. And that is, let me just move the screen. Okay, there you go. A little bit more like, there you go. So, our results from the sumo. Tamawashi lost to Onishiki. So, Onishiki goes to 6-2. Watataka Kage beat Atama Fuji. So, he's at 5-3. Wata Motohura beat Kirishima 6-2. So, that's looking good for him. Kota Sakura lost to Takayasu. That's kind of a surprise because Takayasu was at 2-5 before this bout, but he pulled off a good win there. Onosato, he beat Hirodomi and Hoshuro, the only unbeaten wrestler at the moment, the Yokozuna. So it looks like a battle of the Titans is starting to look like Onosato and Hiroshima are gonna, in the last bout of the tournament, decide the title. Should be very, very interesting. Then we move on to the fixtures of what is coming up today. Abe takes on Onishiki. It should be a good win for Onishiki, I'm sorry. Takayasu against Hochuo. Don't know that one. Watata Takake, Kirishima. Also could be a tight one. Kota Sakura against Atama Fuji. I think Kota Sakura needs a win there. And then Koto Shohu, the guy that won the last tournament, he's got to go up against Hoshuro. Let's see, maybe he can get the upset there. And Onosato is against Waka Motohura. Should be an interesting fight. A 6-2 against a 7-1. Very, very interesting. Plenty of rugby this weekend. URC Rugby Championships, Women Rugby Final, Premier League. Yeah, there's a lot to get into this week. It's going to be a very busy weekend. 5 rugby games this weekend. No, 5. No. 5, 6, 7 rugby games this weekend. What competition? Well, let's think of something. Maybe you can think of something. Then we move into the Premier League. Yep, full round of Premier League games. And Vern did most of the games. So I'm just going to do the last 3. That was the Sunday games. Sorry about that. Bournemouth, Newcastle, 0-0 draw. Sunderland, Aston Villa, a 1-1 draw. And Arsenal against Man City, 1-1. Late equaliser there for Arsenal through Martinelli in the 93rd minute, I think. So, yeah. But don't forget, I won't do the table from the Premier League today because tomorrow is Table Tuesday and we'll do all the tables tomorrow. Then we'll have a look what's going on in Spain. Rayo Vallecano, Celta Vigo 1-1. Mallorca, Atletico Madrid 1-1. What's with all these draws? Elche against Rayo Oviedo 1-0 and Barcelona beat Getafe 3-0. Then let me get into that. Italy, there you go. The Rome Derby and AS beat Lazio 1-0, Cremonese and Parma drew 0-0, Atalanta back to winning ways, beating Torino 3-0, Como upset Fiorentina 2-1, and Internazionale di Milano beat Sassuolo 2-1. In the Bundesliga, what a game that must have been. I would have loved to have watched that. Union Berlin beating Frankfurt 4-3. Bayer Leverkusen getting a draw, only a draw against hapless and lonely Borussia Mönchengladbach. And Borussia Dortmund beating Wolfsburg. Are you and Vern covering all 4 South African teams? Yes, we are. We are covering all 4 URC games this weekend. Then the French League, Paris and Strasbourg. Strasbourg beat the FC Paris 3-2. Auxerre beat Toulouse 1-0. Monaco beat Metz 5-2. They needed that win off their terrible Champions League loss. And Le Havre and Lorient 1-1. Not to forget the ladies in the English Women's Super League. Brighton beat West Ham 4-1. Chelsea beat Leicester 1-0. Manchester United and Arsenal drew 0-0. And Aston Villa and Liverpool was postponed. Must probably to weather. Cricket, only one game there yesterday, and that of interest, that was Pakistan against India. The old rivals go at it again, and India won that one by 6 wickets. Yes, the sneak peek shows are coming out this week. You see, Marnus, you listen, it's good. Yes, all 4 sneak peeks are coming out this week. We'll be taping them today, and then we'll be putting them out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I'll let you know, definitely. The first one will definitely come out tomorrow. There might be one coming out tonight. Then we move to the athletics, the last day of the athletics yesterday. Very interesting there. And what did I forget? Why did I forget the NASCAR? Well, we'll do the NASCAR tomorrow. There was a race in NASCAR. I will update you on the NASCAR tomorrow. So let's have a look at the athletics, the last day. A lot of medals were earned, we'll put it that way, on the last day. So the men's discus throw, won by the Swede Daniel Starr. Well done to him. Alenka of Lithuania and Alex Rose of Samoa picked up the other 2 medals. Defcon show is at 5. You're right about that. The women's high jump, that went to Nicola Olaslagers of Australia. Well done, mate. Or Sheila, lady, whatever. Maria Sodzik of Poland came in 2nd, and Yaroslava Marchuki of Ukraine picked up the bronze, as well as Angelika Topic of Serbia. They drew for the bronze medal. Yeah. Eleanor Patterson, unlucky, as well as the other Ukrainian. They all had the same height, but they had more, they knocked the pole over earlier. Yeah, it's complicated. Men's 5,000 meters, and there was an upset. Come on, let's be honest. Cole Hocker of the United States winning that one ahead of Isaac Kimmel of Belgium and Jimmy Gressier of France. That's the comeback man of the championship. So that's your top 3. The women's 800 meter, everybody thought this was going to be a British medal there, but Lilian Odiora of Kenya said, no, I'm taking the gold, and she beat the 2 English girls, or the 2 British girls, and they came in 2nd and 3rd, so they got bronze and silver. That was Georgia Hunter-Bell and Kelly Hodgkinson. They came in 2nd and 3rd for the silver and bronze. Then the part of the athletics that I love the most, that's the relays. We'll start with the men's relays, the 4x100 meters. Predictably, the USA won. Now people say, where's Jamaica on this list? Jamaica, the United Kingdom or Great Britain, South Africa and Italy, they all screwed up in the semi-finals, dropping batons, taking off too early. So they all didn't make it to the finish line. So other teams like Australia, France, Japan and Germany got into that final. But it was the United States ahead of Canada, and a very, very good 3rd place for the Netherlands. The women's 100 meters, look, the United States, well done there. They beat Jamaica. That was a tough battle. It was a nice race. Germany surprisingly came in 3rd. Everybody had Great Britain there for 3rd, but Germany, the German ladies, jawohl, they did well. There we go. Then the women's the men's 4x400 meters. Everybody knew it was going to be Botswana, but it was closer than when we thought. The South Africans did really well. I mean, if you can look at the times, the top 3 teams within 1300th of a second. I mean, that was unbelievable. But it did go to Botswana, the gold, silver to the United States, and South Africa got the bronze. The women's 4x400 meter, that was never going to be anything but a United States win with all those good ladies that got in the City McLaughlin doing the last lap there. I mean, come on. But Jamaica in second, and again, another good result for the Netherlands. It's got to be that cheese. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing well, the Netherlands. Verstappen winning the Grand Prix. I mean, jeez. This is quickly just your medal table for the whole World Championship. So the United States was 16 golds, 5 silver, and 5 bronze. They topped the medals. Kenya in second, Canada in third. The Netherlands, is Botswana doing well? Yeah, so fantastic. I only put out the top 15. Not a problem. So that's kind of the morning show for this morning. Hope you guys are all doing well. Stay safe, stay happy, and see you guys soon. And we'll hear each other at the latest at 5 o'clock this afternoon for the DEFCON Rugby Show. We'll be putting out that thumbnail very soon for you guys. Enjoy. See you later. Ciao, ciao.